All right, here we go. Okay. Hey, thank you. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Okay, hold on. Okay, perfect. All right. Put you just a little bit. Okay. All right, let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, 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 Collective. Happy Monday to you guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated through all of the commentary, the tips, the shares, the donations, the support in many different ways and forms. I am truly grateful and thankful for you guys. So thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. And again, don't forget to grab this copy of this book here. It is called Wisdom Beyond Rules. All right, I created it to help the collective here with, your healing journey or your healing path to assist you into the greater parts and aspects of you here. This book is readily available for purchase on Amazon.com. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Okay, thank you so much. Let's get into this read. Channel message here is you are their kryptonite. Okay, you are their kryptonite. Let's break this down. So first off, let's kind of explain what kryptonite is before I get into the read. So if you've heard of Superman, Superman was a cartoon-like comic thing that was created. And in this story, or the narrative surrounding Superman was that his arch nemesis would utilize kryptonite to kind of more so, what's the word, captivate him, or just more so kind of like take or steal his powers away in that kind of way. And this person here, or this more so narcissistic psychopath here, feels like that you have taken all of their powers away, or more so siphon it, or just taken away from them. Siphon more so in a way of you speaking truth. This is how they feel. But of course, I'll break it down for you guys much further. You are indeed their kryptonite, because they thought that they were very invincible towards you here, and they thought that they were safe from harm and trying to come towards you to cause you some form of harm. And they're quickly learning and understanding that that is not the case here. So yet again, you are kryptonite to these individuals. So you trigger pre-verbal annihilation fear. They are not thinking about you consciously, yet their body tightens when your name comes up. Okay, this is how much power you have over this person who claims that they were more powerful than you. Their jaw clenches, their chest constricts, relentlessness kicks in. Okay, there is no story attached, but the sensation feels very ancient to them, like danger without an image. Their mind scrambles to justify the reaction, labeling you as a threat without evidence. The fear predates logic. Okay, you collapse their sense of internal gravity. Around you, they feel off balance. Their usual confidence does not stabilize them. They feel smaller without being challenged. Okay, this disorientation produces irritation and subtle withdrawal. Without dominance to orient themselves, they experience a loss of psychic footing, like standing on uneven ground. Okay? You awaken the void, they outrun. Silence around you feels heavier than silence with others. When interaction slows or stops, they feel an expanding emptiness. So no stimulation, no narrative, no distraction can fill it. Agitation do arise though, and because of that, they become much more restless or contemptuous. Okay, so the discomfort is not boredom, it is contact with inner nothingness. Let me repeat that. The discomfort is not boredom, it is contact with inner nothingness. Okay, you expose the artificial parts of their emotions. They attempt charm or warmth and feel it fail internally. So their smile does not register as real, even to themselves anymore. They sense performance instead of feeling. Let me repeat that. They sense performance instead of feeling. This creates a flash of self-awareness that their emotional life is constructed. It's not real, okay? They built it. Their self-awareness was built on fallacies or falsehood of things. The realization is very brief, but it's much, much, much destabilizing when it comes to them, which then equates to anger being followed or them just withdrawing from the whole situation. You force awareness of dependency that they deny. They tell themselves they do not need anyone, yet your absence disrupts their mood, their sleep, and their focus. Thoughts loop around you despite disinterest. This contradiction produces shame without language. Shame that cannot be processed converts into fixation, resentment, or quiet rage because they can't beat you. They don't know how to beat you. So you make the ground beneath their psyche 100% unstable, hands down. You reveal that their power is indeed conditional. It's not unconditional. It is very conditional. It is also borrowed and it's also fragile. So they have this so-called power, okay, that they keep thinking that is the most powerfulest thing that they've ever encountered. And they feel like that they can use their so-called powers to come up against you. And again, they're learning that they cannot. So you force the body to feel what the mind refuses to know. Let me repeat that. You force the body to feel. They don't have any feelings, clearly. But you force the body to feel what the mind refuses to know. That is why they cannot let you go quietly. This is why they oscillate between avoidance and fixation. So oscillation is basically, think of a fan, you know, those stand-up fans, and you turn on the oscillation part of it and it kind of like goes back and forth. That's them. They're oscillating between avoidance and fixation. Avoidance and fixation. You do not wound them. You expose the wound. They organize their entire life around hiding. Let me repeat that. You do not wound them. The wound was already there. So they can't blame you for something that was already there. Okay? But what you do is that you expose the wound that was already there, that they organized their entire life around hiding. Okay? They hit the body first, then the psyche fractures trying to explain what just took place, hence the mental breakdown. That is why you are experienced or considered dangerous without ever doing anything at all. Okay, so let's go deeper into the cards. Channel message here is you are their kryptonite. Good morning, y'all. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. You are their kryptonite. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's go, Spirit. Kryptonite. What's up with the kryptonite? Narcissist, psychopath, kryptonite. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Y'all had a good night's rest last night? Seems like y'all did. Y'all seem very refreshed. Or the energy feels very refreshed, very light, light-hearted, light-spirited is what the energy of the collective feels like today. And that's actually really good. Okay, so we have gifts. Yeah, you handed you. You are their kryptonite. Yes, you are. You hand it to them with ease. How can I break that down further? Powerless versus kryptonite. Powerlessness. Okay. So yes, you were dealing with someone that was very powerless, right? In their nature, in the way that they spoke, in the way that they operate, in the way that they communicate, in the way that they just did things, right? And they thought that they can gift you that powerlessness that they felt within themselves. And they kept trying to more so pour that into you until they realized that the true gift that they thought that they were receiving from you, they weren't. What you did here surrounding the kryptonite is that you just placed it right into their laps here. And that kryptonite is basically the truth. So they thought that they basically stripped you of everything. They thought they stripped you of your powers. They thought they stripped you of your confidence. They thought they stripped you of having the ability to speak up for self. Again, they just thought they just stripped you from everything. And of course, that's not true. All those great qualities within yourself was just sitting in reserve. So you know how to use it, when to utilize it, and you know what I mean, in that way. So when they kept trying to push their powerlessness onto you, you realized what they were doing, and you more so allow, again, you played possum, you just allowed them to just do what they needed to do because you needed to get more information or more data on them to see how they're going to proceed with everything. And once you had the green light to move forward in, we'll say, disseminating the kryptonite towards them, basically the truth, they weren't able to handle it. So the gift that you did give them was something that they never expected, which was the truth, which then breaks down again to it being kryptonite, and they're not able to handle it. So they are basically getting very ill or very sick from the truth that you spoke or you gave to them. Because that's, they always wanted you to give them something. They always wanted you to overpour into them. And you did with the truth. Too much of it, though, actually made it sick. Oh, well. Yeah, now it's a mess. Damn, it's a message of concern and a concern for them. Because it's too much truth that they never thought that they would receive or anticipate. They weren't anticipating the truth that you were speaking. So, so his name is Natalie or Natalise or Nathan, Natalia. So I'll put it this way, because I'm hearing with their powers combined. I'm hearing with their powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. But I'm not. Well, Captain Planet was a television show, cartoon television show that showed a lot of togetherness and community togetherness and collaboration with the help of young teenagers. And all these teenagers had different types of qualities that if they come together, they can help save the world from like evil and things of that nature, right? But how the way it downloaded or it came to me here with all the powers combined, I am Captain Planet. What I'm feeling here is that the powers that they had, again, it weren't anything. They didn't have any powers. They're very powerless. But with the powerlessness that they've embodied and the truth combined, it was a catastrophe in the making. Now, the Captain Planet, how I'm perceiving it in this way, is the system of their mind. Because they have this whole solar system of delusion in their mind, and this is how they want it to be played out in the world here, that when they invited you to their world or to their mind as to how they perceive the world, and you just sat the truth or the gift of the kryptonite of truth right into their mind. You literally just bloop, just left it right there. And then just walk away. They realized they did not have the bandwidth or the caliber to handle such extreme truth. And to be honest, everybody's point of view is going to be different when it comes to the truth or the extremities of truth. And I strongly feel with these narcissistic individuals here, it depends. It truly depends. Again, everybody's perception of truth is going to be slightly different. But I'll say it this way from my perspective here. I don't think that the truth you were speaking were very deep as you can go. Like, I know you know some really deep things surrounding the truth. And I don't feel like at the time you may have even went as far or as deep as you could surrounding the truth. But because of just the type that you were speaking, the surface level of things, they thought that that was the worst type of truth that they could receive from you. But again, you was just barely scratching the surface. So that's why I said everyone's perception can be slightly different surrounding the truth. Now, when they got the taste or the gift, the initial gift of the truth, they kept trying to agitate you, or they kept trying to put you in a compromising position to actually stop you from giving them that gift of truth or the kryptonite of truth. So they kept trying to antagonize you because they thought that with their powerlessness, that would have been enough for them to subdue you or to make you quiet or to make you remain stagnant or in a still situation. The concern and the message of concern grew much more, bigger and bigger and bigger. It literally metastasized in front of your face and also in front of their face, because the more they agitated you, they realized that the more that you spoke truth, and the more truth or the gift of truth that you given to them or spoke to them here, it destabilized them even more. So they're realizing that they are not a match for you, or they're realizing that they have to be very careful in what they try to do or say towards you here, because they're realizing the type of truth that you embody and that you hold is very triggering to their mental space or mental psyche. I'm sorry, I have to say, I strongly feel narcissistic individuals are very wimpy in nature. I have to say it. They're so wimpy. They are. What else, Spirit? Literally, that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a wimp behind closed doors that cannot face you to your face. And you know that they're a wimp, but they don't want other people to see that they're very wimpy in nature, if that makes sense. So they're trying to they're trying to more so imbalance the scales, not even balance the scales. Because if they were willing to balance the scales, then things would both work out for both you and them in a positive way. But they don't know how to perceive life in that way. All they know are nothing but imbalances in their life and other people's life. Again, people can only treat you based on the level of experience that they have experienced in life. And the majority of their life has been nothing but imbalances surrounding whatever experience or whatever environment that they came from. Nonetheless, here we're dealing with a mature woman, but not so mature woman. So again, take it how it resonates. It could be a mother figure, it could be an aunt, a friend, whoever, however, a co-worker, a great aunt, a grandmother, however it resonates, which is now in bad health here. So there's a mature woman or immature, because the mature woman is in reverse. So it's like this mature woman has now graduated, or more so not even graduated, we'll say descended or devolved back into a childlike space here, where they're now trying to nurse their wounds or nurse their bad health of lies. The reason why they're in bad health now is because they allowed the lies to fester within their body, aka guilt making them tilt. If someone is holding lies for a very, 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 very long time, I'm talking about years upon years, even decades, hell, even centuries, take it how it resonates, and you come along with the gift of truth, which is also known as kryptonite to these liars here, yes, it is a catastrophic blow, not only to their mind, but actually to their body, that they weren't anticipating from you. Now, they wanted to test their gangster. They wanted to test their little G within themselves here. And they wanted to prove not only to self, but they wanted to prove to other people that they were indeed more powerful than you with their lies. Lies are powerless. Yes, it is. Hear me out. It takes two or more people to come together to validate or to hopefully confirm that the lie that they are speaking is indeed truth. Right there tells me that that lie is deemed powerless. You are much more powerful than either you are aware of or these fools are aware of. But I'm here to tell you that you are truly and simply powerful with the gift that was given to you, that was embodied with you, which is the truth. You don't need 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 people for the truth. You just need one person. That's you. You're the epitome of the truth, the walking embodiment of the truth. It is within you. It operates so easily within you, not them. So with that being said, if it takes more than one person to congregate together to spread a lie, the lie is powerless. Why do you know that? They need other people to be on the same time, on the same accord, to confirm and to validate that that lie is indeed true. Okay, we'll give them that, granted. Well, what happens when the lie that they keep saying is the truth turns out to not be the truth? You will see, if you break through all of the layers, all of the hidden parts and the obstacles and the blockages and the oppression and the opposition that they put in your way, is going to return right back to its normalized state, or to its origin state, which was a lie, which is powerless. They have to generate it. They have to create something to keep the lie going. If there's no energy behind the lie is powerless. Does that make sense? So again, yes, I understand. There are 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 people against one person. But that right there again should tell you how truthfully powerful that you are. With just the truth. That should tell you right there, like, dang, for real? Yes. Nonetheless, this immature woman's journey has come to a halt, a stop, because the lie is not propelling them forward. It cannot. Where's the energy behind the lie? Where is it? Everybody pulling away. Oh, I ain't dealing with that. Nah, you lie. Well, nah. Now there's no more energy into the lie. That was a major message of concern. That was a message of concern. Come on. Like, what the hell? All because of the truth that you embodied. Child, this is gonna be a good read today. What else, Spirit? Tell me more about this fool, this narcissist fool, child. What else? Oh, goodness gracious. We got a main male in reverse. An immature main male and an immature older woman. However it resonates. Again, it could be a mother and son. It could be an aunt and nephew. It could be a brother and mother. It could be two co-workers. A co-worker could be older in age. It could be a younger man in age. It could be an ex-boyfriend and their mother, an ex-spouse and their mother, however it resonates. Or you could be the man going through this, or you could be the woman, but you'll be mature, of course. Take it how it resonates, okay? I'm just trying to flip it as much as I can. But however the key players are played out in your story, just flip the role, okay? But nonetheless, here we have from the negative side of things, we have an immature older woman and a younger male. So it could be a mother and son, or ex-spouse and a mother figure, whatever, however here. They're both in bad health mentally, which tells me that mental issues run within that family dynamic. For this to come out in this way, and I'm sure family is going to follow suit pretty soon with the cards, for this to come out in this way, like this here, tells me, and again, take it how it resonates. We're going to speak from it from a family standpoint of things, that there's a strong correlation or strong connection here that other people are now realizing and seeing in plain sight here, that this specific family dynamic here has a strong signs of mental instability. This is why they came together as a family, because in some people's eyes or perception of things, they think and assume that family should stick together. It depends on how you perceive that. Everyone's going to perceive that differently. But from this standpoint here, they considered themselves family, of course, and they thought that they should stick together for all of the wrongdoings that they have done towards other people. This is their DNA, their dynamic, their motto, their whatever, okay? And they did. They stuck together as a family unit here to hide their illness or their mental illness from not only you, they couldn't hide it from you because you saw it clear as day, but they tried to hide it from other people, which is why this is a huge concern and message of concern, because their beloved community realized that something is completely off with both the main male and the mature woman here, and they can't handle that. This is why their journey has stopped. The lies have stopped. If there's no energy to the lie can't continue. You with the truth is always going to be able to propel and move forward. You don't ever have to put energy towards the truth, because the truth is everlasting, despite them trying to hide it and bury it and try to switch it and try to conform it and trying to flip it and whatever, however they do their thing. It's not working. The truth can only be buried but so long. Despite how long they try to bury it, it still can only be buried for but so long. You are their kryptonite. They tried to bury you but didn't realize that you were a seed. We'll put it in that way. They didn't know what kind of seed they were going to get from you. They thought or consider you to be the bad seed. I don't want this seed. Oh, it's all cracked up and stuff. And even with a cracked seed, you can still grow something beautifully from the cracked shell of the seed. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. They didn't like what you brought to the table with your cracked seed, if that makes sense. So they threw you away. No problem. They tossed you away. They heckled at you. They did all types of things. There are times when, you may have forgot to water a plant or water a flower, but that flower and that plant still is in a good position to make something great of itself. And it do all the time. You did. So despite them throwing you away as the cracked seed, meaning that you didn't have any use for them, and they threw you away just haphazardly, you still grew into something really great, and you were able to bring the gift that keeps on coming, the truth. The ending of all this, once you were able to grow past this, and you're able to see it from a higher altitude or higher perspective of this, is that the gift still grew into something great, the truth that they can't handle. Because now the truth has grown so huge, so big that everyone can see it. Like the flower, if that makes sense, like a sunflower. You put a seed in, you don't know how big that sunflower is going to grow, but you just, okay. And you just set it and forget it. And the sunflower grows so big, it's the main attraction. You are the main attraction in this. By just them merely throwing you away. You became the main attraction in a very positive way, of course. They didn't realize that. They never do. Maybe they weren't supposed to until the time was right. But now it feels like the time is right. I'm going to keep saying it. They're going to put some respect on your name, whether they like it or not. They don't have a goddamn choice. But they're going to put some respect on your name. Period. It is what it is. Going back to my notes. You are their kryptonite. You awaken the void they outrun. Silence around you feels heavier than silence with others. When interaction slows or stops, they feel an expanding emptiness within themselves. They don't know who you're doing. They don't know why you're doing it. They don't know where you're doing it. They don't know when you're going to do it. The 5 W's, they don't know anything about what you got going on. So the emptiness that they've always had within the void of themselves is starting to expand even further. That's the guilt of the lies. that they embody. Lies is filled with nothing but nothingness. What is a lie? A lie is something that you have to create, to embellish, to make it extravagant, to make it bigger than what it isn't, just for it to be that, if that makes sense. No stimulation, no narrative, no distraction fills it. So you're not feeding into the lies. You don't give a damn. Who cares? So because you're not feeding into their lies, because the more truth you fed into their lies, the more your truth got buried. Nothing, something, or all. We'll say all. All, nothing. Here's the nothing of lies, because that's what lies are. If you open up lies, there's nothing in it. They have to pour things in it to make it something. Does that make sense? Here you come with all the truth, and you're pouring all of your truth into their nothing of lies. But this is the truth, and that's the truth, and your truth keeps getting buried. Your truth keeps getting hidden. Your truth keeps getting buried underneath, and now you're getting frustrated. Why are you getting frustrated? For what reason, if that makes sense? There are many ways to skin a cat. That's a figurative saying, of course, but there are many ways to do one thing. They expected and anticipated you to just do that one thing because that's how they think. Again, people can only treat you based on their level of experience. That's it. So they expected and they assumed that you're only going to do that thing one way. Oh yeah, we know they're going to tell the truth. Yeah, So they try to get you to exhaust yourself by speaking the truth. You don't have to do that. You do not. So here's your truth with all. The all is in the truth. It's heavy. It has weight. It's supported. The truth is always supported with facts, not lies. So knowing that lies are nothing, literally, when you open it up, there's nothing in there. You got to put something in there to make the lies stick, if that makes sense. And you're putting all of your truth into their nothing is getting buried. That's what they want. Because it then gives them more time to figure out, or more so block you from either speaking the truth, being the truth, becoming the truth, embodying the truth, etc., etc. And you don't have to do that. I'm not going to fight you for my truth. That doesn't make sense, because at the end, yes, knowing that you speak the truth and what you say is the truth because you can back it up with what you're saying, is going to tire you out to the point where you're like, man, fuck this, I'm not speaking no truth anymore. No one ever believes what I got to say. And da 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 da. That's what they want. That's what they want. Everything that they do towards you always turn into a game of nothingness. That is their MO. A game of nothingness. And if they can drain you from all, that's literally, figuratively, metaphorically, spiritually speaking, physically speaking, if they can drain you from all, you're going to end up like them. Even with the truth that you have, you're going to end up like them. And that is not conducive to your well-being. It's not conducive to the mental space in your mind. It will not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. They don't want you to know that. But I'm telling you, that's what they tried to do. That's what they tried to do. So, you expose the artificialness of their emotions. They attempt charm or warmth and feel it fail internally. They're not warm within. The truth makes you feel warm. If you're speaking truth, yeah, you're going to feel much better about yourself. If you've been holding on to something, let's say, this is just an example. Let's say you have a friend or something that's having a baby, just an example. and your friends say, hey, I'm having a baby, but don't say anything. You're like, okay, no problem. You don't say anything at all. But a part of you is so happy for the person. And then when it comes time for them to express that they're having a baby, you're like, yes, now I can say it. That's just an example, of course. And it's like the truth finally sets you free. Now you can finally feel proudly, publicly to speak up in regards to that situation. Again, that's just an example. But nonetheless here, when you speak the truth, it makes you feel warm inside. It doesn't make you feel weighed down. It doesn't make you feel boggled within the mind. It truly sets you free. Lies don't do that. There's a different weight when it comes to lies and a different weight with lies. And the support of truth can stand on its own. The support of lies cannot. That's why it's always a lot of people confirming the lie as such, if that makes sense. So they're not as powerful as people say that they are. They're not. You are. You are. You hold the truth. You embody it. You do. You are collective. Not them heifers. Who gives a damn about them? We don't give a damn. We don't care. So they sense performance instead of feeling. In order for you to speak the truth, you got to feel it too. That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. They can't feel the truth. Clearly, every time they do, they get triggered by it, which should tell you that they don't understand the true meaning of what truth is. They don't even operate in it. They can't feel the truth, literally and figuratively. They're triggered by it. You can, if that makes sense. If you can feel truth, you would not be triggered by it. You're going to understand it and you're going to accept it for what it is, because that is what it is. Them, on the other hand, oh, I'm going to get you and I'm going to do this to you. And I'm for speaking truth that they keep saying that they can do. Come on, man. So this creates a flash of self-awareness that their emotional life is constructed. What is a construction of something? Not something that you have to sit and create and mold for your benefit or to your benefit. That's what a construction of something is. You have to build it. So this creates a flash of self-awareness that their emotional life is constructed. They constructed their emotional life because all they had in their arsenal was nothing but lies. That's it. That's it. They got nothing else for you, but literally nothing of lies. And that's okay. They can have their nothing of lies because that's why they're here. This is why they're here now, because of their nothing of lies. That's why. That's on them, not on you. Hey, it is what it is. Gift of truth. Gift of truth. Kryptonite. Gift of truth. You did not betray this family. You did not. They betrayed themselves with the nothing of lies that they kept embodying. There are going to be people out here that embody truth. And there's going to be people out here that embody lies. That's it. Whatever side you on is whatever side you on. That's on you, because you got to live your life how you live your life. But you did not betray them. They betrayed themselves because of what they... I hope that makes sense. They cannot blame you for them embodying lies. You don't embody lies. You embody truth. Big difference. Oh, it's your fault I can't this, and it's your fault I'm sick. How is it your fault that they embody lies? You can't make another person do what they don't want to do. You cannot. You can try, but look what happens when you try to change or fix someone into something different. You just gonna be fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And I just don't advise you guys to do that, because you don't have to do any of that things. You don't have to do. You don't have to do that. So they can't tell you that you betrayed the family. How did you betray the family when you don't embody lies? They're the one that carrying it. They're the one that's speaking it. They're the one that's projecting it. Make it make sense. Because they don't make sense, is what I'm saying. They don't, and they never will. Okay, whatever. If that makes sense. So let's see what else is going on. Message of concern. Message of concern surrounding the lies. They knew. I hate when people say, I didn't know that was going on. Yes, they did. It literally says gut feeling and message of concern. They have a message of concern if it wasn't true. Why are their gut now starting to do things, starting to flip and twist all over in their, why? If it wasn't true. They had a gut feeling that something was not right, or they had a gut feeling that the mechanics within themselves, people seeing them as the liar that they are. That's the message of concern. The mechanics in regards to what makes them tick and what makes them, the lies, is why they're now feeling this gut feeling. Oh, I think what we did was bad. Man, people are going to see us truly how they need to see us, as the liar. Because why would they be having a gut feeling if they said what they said was the truth? Tell me about the concern of their lies. Now we got the message of concern of their lies. So the mechanics is the deepest part of a person, the operation of a person. That's the mechanics of a person. The mechanical parts. What makes you tick? What makes you say certain things? What makes you operate in certain ways? If that makes sense. So they're feeling this on a cellular level, that they fucked up. Tell me about the concern. The concern of the lies. Tell me about the concern of the lies. The concern of the lies. Bad review. Oh my God, people gonna look at us as bad. Oh man, dang, they not gonna believe us, and they not gonna think we're telling the truth. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. So now the bad review is coming to the top, the surface. Again, the mechanics is the deepest part of self, the cellular level of self, what makes you tick, what makes you do things. That's the mechanical part of you, and that's what they felt deep down in their gut, that they were caught on a cellular level, if that makes sense. So now everything that they're feeling in regards to the gut is now coming up to the top And now it's a concern for them because now people are seeing what they felt or what they're feeling within self is now rising to the top where everyone can see. And everyone is going to give them a bad review because, I mean, hey, they didn't spread any type of good positivity in this world. They did nothing but gave negativity and spread negativity. Struggling with that word today. Negativity. It's only a bad review because of their appearance. They love keeping up with the Joneses. And they ain't got nothing to do with you. So tell me about this immature woman. Taste, baby, taste of their own medicine. Now this mature woman here is getting their a taste of their own medicine. They created it. They created the concoction. And when they finally had to sit down and taste what they created, they can't stomach it. Make it make sense. So they create lies. They ate lies for tea, breakfast, and dinner. And they can't stomach it. They don't like the taste of their own lies. But you had to accept their lies as such. They're insufferable. God damn. They are so insufferable. Taste of their own medicine, justice, karma, natural balance of cause and effect. The cause were the lies. They caused a lot of things with their lies, and it affected them in ways that they never thought that it could. Accountability and hopeful growth. They still ain't taking accountability, which is why they're in bad health. The guilt is the lies, which is festering and simmering within their vile body. File, F-I-L-E, file body. Vile too. Tell me more about the main male in reverse, this liar. They had to work together in a team-like setting just to confirm their lies were true. And lies could never, ever be true. It would never be true. It would never be true. Tell me more about this main male in reverse. 100searchforyou.com. Take it how it resonates. So there's a main male here. Could have been doing all of the, we'll say the harder work, all of the cyber work, we'll put it that way. And they were trying to figure out ways to get you to stop speaking truth or to get you to accept the lies as the truth. So they were researching the internet or scouring the internet or your or your people or your groups or your social connections. Anything that they could to keep this lie afloat. And once anything is tapped into a computer or internet or whatever, however, it stays in that world forever, if that makes sense. So if they think that they can go back and erase certain things and pull things out, there's still ways where their search history is still going to be able to be found. And all you can find in their search history is nothing but lies. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually went online and put into Google how to lie more, how to elaborately get away with this. I wouldn't be surprised if they did dumb shit like this. I wouldn't. Gathering info, looking you up. Why would they be gathering info on you? Because of the truth that you spoke. They knew your truth hit them like kryptonite. Let me go back to my notes here. You make the ground beneath their psyche unstable. You do. You reveal that their power is conditional, borrowed, and fragile. Where they're getting their power from. Lies, not truth. They can't get it from you because you don't play with lies. Lies is not your ministry, or lies is not your life. You don't play with lies. You don't play around with that at all. It's not a game to you when it comes to lies. You completely dismantle and crush and destroy those lies, if that makes sense. So you revealed that their power is conditional, borrowed, and fragile. Their power, their false power, was created or generated surrounding lies. They were never powerful. They weren't. They were not. 2 people, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people against you. They were not powerful. I don't give a damn how they look, how much money they got, how much they think or assume that they're smart. They're not powerful. I said it and I stamp it with solidified, substantial evidence. They're not powerful and they're not intelligent. They're not. You force the body to feel what the mind refuses to know. Do you feel in your mind or do you feel in your heart? Do you feel in your mind or do you feel in your heart? There's no feeling in the mind. It's feeling in the heart. And they don't have a heart. So all they keep operating from is a completely outdated system of their mind, like a DOS startup system. You remember DOS back in the 90s and 80s? And you had to reboot your program or your computer with the floppy disk. And you put the DOS inside, or you click the DOS to activate. They're operating from an outdated system of their mind. And an outdated system of anyone's mind tells me that there's some form of a mental instability there. It's outdated. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work well. So you force the body to feel what the mind refuses to know. This is why they cannot let you go quietly, because they have something to prove. The powerlessness that they carry. They have to prove to you that they're stronger and powerful than you, and that's why they won't leave you alone. That's why they want revenge on you, because they have to prove to you that they can beat you, and they cannot. They show you time after time and time again, baby. They can't beat you. They cannot. This is why they oscillate between avoidance and fixation. This is why you have a stalker on your hand for many, 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 many years. They ain't fooling no one but they goddamn self. That's it, that's all. They ain't fooling you, they fooling themselves to think that they can beat you. And again, they show you time after time after time again, they cannot. You do not wound them. You expose the wound they organized their entire life. You did not create the wound. It was already there, hiding. And you found it. The wound was the virus of their mind. You found it. And what do you do with viruses on a computer? You erase it. You heal it. You remove it. And when you removed that virus from their mind, because that one was in their mind that was operating them, you realize a bigger issue. They were mentally unwell. So that virus that they had in their mind was hiding or covering the true mechanical parts of self, their unwellness of self. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, the virus was there. The virus was a sign that something deeper was at hand or at bay surrounding these individuals. And when you came along with the truth and you wiped it clean and you look closer or deeper into their psyche, you're like, yo, bruh, yo, these MFers really sick, literally, figuratively, spiritually, metaphorically, emotionally. You did not wound them. You exposed the wound. That's all you did. And if they did not want their wound to be exposed, they should have left you alone. They should have left well alone. You are well, right? You are well. They should have left forward with this bad health. That's why I said they're going to put some respect on your name. All these little tactics and these things and shit, take that elsewhere. Somebody that really give a flying F. Because if you really showed up in the way that they don't anticipate for you to show up, oh, it's going to be a whole different story without you even touching them, because you don't have to touch them. Ew, why do you want to touch them in the first place? Ew, patooey. Why? You ain't got to touch them. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe it. Okay, yeah, find somebody on your size. Find somebody in your space and in your lane. Because they're not qualified to come up against someone like you. There, I said it. They are not qualified to come up against someone like you. There. I said it. Who cares how they feel? Fair exchange ain't no goddamn robbery. Let's keep moving forward with this bad health. Like, I understand why people be scared of lies, but then again, I don't understand. And I'm going to break that down for the ones that are afraid of lies. I realize from various perceptions of things that when a person is afraid of a lie, from this perception here, is that they have something, that they have a secret. Let's put it that way. They have a secret that could destroy their life, which is why they are afraid of the lie. That's one way. Then another way here, another person could be afraid of the lie because they're not aware that another person is trying to utilize a lie to get that person to confirm that if they don't stay in that lie, that something bad is going to happen to them. That's where you guys were. You weren't aware at the time. So you may have been forced to be quiet, or forced to, as a child, you stay in a child's place. You don't ever talk out, and you'll never go against the family, and all that weird stuff, if that makes sense. And when you realize and open up your mind more, you open up your perception of your reality more, because again, the reality is the truth of things. You're like, man, get the fuck out of here with that weird, get out of here with that BS. And you stand clear and firm on your boundaries of your reality of truth, they got scared. But yet they're the one that's telling you the lies is supposed to keep you safe. Make it make sense. Make this make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, man. Like, what? It got bad. What's bad health, spirit? Stay in the lie. Stay in the lie. And when the lie's exposed, I don't know what to do. Stay quiet. Stay quiet. So they're telling a lie, and they're telling you to stay in the lie because the lie is supposed to protect you. But when lies are never protected, by the way. But when the lie is exposed for the lie, now they want to become silent. They're just digging an even deeper ditch for themselves, is what they're doing. They don't even realize that. But they call us dumb. What's this bad health? I guess I'll take all three. We have overbearing parent, adopted, sweet symphony. Let me break this down. Give me a moment. Bad health, overbearing parent. An overbearing parent wanted you to believe that lies would keep you safe. And lies didn't keep you safe. It kept you in harm. It kept you in harm's way, specifically around or surrounding an overbearing parent. The parent became overbearing because they knew that if the lie ever got out, that it will be the end of them. Figuratively speaking, of course. You keeping their lie at bay hurt you more than you did not or you weren't aware of at the time. You weren't aware. And again, I'm not here to judge y'all. I promise you I'm not. I'm just here to uplift y'all and get y'all out this BS so y'all can live the best life that you can. Bad health, overbearing parent. They wanted you to adopt lying. And you could not. It didn't feel right. You're like, I can't lie. That don't feel right. Just do it. Just do it. I told you to do it. Do it because I said so. Do. And you're like, I can't do that. Just, I can't do that. I can't. I just can't. Then we got Sweet Symphony. Everything is aligned effortlessly, sense of ease and contentment, and you realize your sweetest symphony was in your truth, not lies. You realize your sweetest symphonies were in the truth that you spoke. They wanted you to adopt lies. What's an adoption? Choice, love, and belonging. Adoption or birth was and is hidden from you. Loss of origin story, a dual identity. They wanted you to forego the truth and adopt lies. That's what they wanted for you. And you didn't. That's why they're in bad health. Not your fault. And don't feel bad about it. Hey, it is what it is. They would not have been in bad health if they told the truth. Why aren't you in bad health? I'll break it down. Okay, I'll play devil's advocate. Well, why aren't you in bad health then, since you're speaking truth? Why are they the only ones that in bad health because they spoke lies, but you're not in bad health because you spoke truth? You see how simple it is? Do you see how simple it is? I promise you, life is simple if you allow it to be. The most complex situations turn out to be the most simplest outcomes. You were like, for real? I went through all that for, and some of you may say, dang, I went through all that for nothing. And it's not for nothing. It is for something. But I can understand if you say that. I do. Some of the most complex situations ending up being the most simplistic outcome. You'd be like, for real? Yes. It only becomes complex when more people are added to the equation. That's when life becomes complex. And these individuals or this group of people made sure to complex or make your life very, very, very harder than it needed to be. Because it did not have to be this way. That's the honest truth. It didn't. It did not. Tell me more about the journey in reverse. So I'll take your comment. Gracie B389 states on YouTube, and after all the horrible treatment they put us through, they're in bad health. They've always been in bad health. They've always been in bad health. The bad health was in their mind. It was always there. Going back to my notes, and thank you for saying that. You did not wound them. You did not. You exposed the wound. They organized their entire life around hiding. You're only seeing the bad health now is because they can't hide behind the lies. The lies were hiding their bad health, their bad intentions, their bad words, the gossip, the people. Does that make sense? It was already there. It was always there is what I'm saying. The bad health was always there. You may not have been able to see it at the time, but it was always there. Your kryptonite. with your truthful ass. Yeah, and that's a positive thing, of course. You coming along with your truthful self. Exhibited what was always hidden. This is why they sick. The lies made them sick. Because they harbored it. They held on to it. That's why the lies made them sick. So they can't go back. Oh, the collective betrayed us. You did not. You did not. You didn't. You did not. They did. With the lies. Well, thank you for that comment. I'm realizing here in this thing called life, and I love my life. I love life. I enjoy life. I love thriving. I love to be happy. Y'all see me on here always happy and laughing and perky and shit. That's me on a regular. That's just me. But I say all that to say here, I'm realizing in life here now is that when us, including me, are in a space of thriving and other people seeing us in a space of thriving, that something is wrong with them, so much to the point that when they come towards you, you're the one that's supposed to show them themselves. That's what I'm realizing. That's what I realized. Because what other reason why would they be coming towards you to do foolish things towards you? For what reason? If you ain't bothering them. You thriving triggers their mental instability. That's why they keep fucking with you and bothering you. It irritates them because they can't do what you do. Be yourself. They despise that you can do that. Well, clearly you speaking truth. If you're authentic, yeah, that's an easy thing to do. Oh, they think they all that. Oh, yes, you are, in a bag of chips. In a side sandwich to the side. You know, don't forget the sandwich to the side. Yes, you all that in a bag of chips. In a sandwich to the side. Yes, you are. Add a little juice and add a little beverage. Add a little bev to the side too. You are. And ain't nothing wrong with that. They keep saying it. They keep saying that you are, so clearly you are. It doesn't make you cocky. It makes you confident. You have every right to feel that way. You're truthful. Okay? You have every right to feel the way you feel. Hey, Stamps. Okay? Shoot, what they think this is? Talking about the journey in reverse. So they cut their life short coming up against you. That is the truth of the matter. They cut their life short. Get with you. Because had they not bothered you, they would have still been in the closet or hidden, if that makes sense. They would have still been able to successfully hide their horrendous ways from the world. They wanted to change, right? Okay, say less. And you brought the change. The kryptonite of truth, you brought it. Hey, it is what it is. You want this truth? You can't handle this truth. That's a real true statement. Okay, so you gave them what they wanted. It is what it is. Now eat it. Eat it, Karmic. Eat that crow heifer. Man, let's see. Journey in reverse. Journey in reverse. Man. They abandoned their journey. They did. They have no more lies. Their journey specifically was entailed, or more so created or generated around lies. They abandoned it. What other lies do they have to continue the journey? Nothing. You came and just poof, dismantle it with truth. So let's say it's a bridge. Let's say they're trekking on their journey, right? And they're coming up to a space and they see you. You mind your business. You doing what you're doing on this path. You're trying to help them clear it up. Oh, hey, you got little obstacles in the way. You're the one that's creating their own obstacles in their own way because they're in their own way. They are. What up, Philly? They're in their own way. They are. They keep creating all different types of things in their path. And here you come with your la-di-da self. Oh, hey, I'll help you. Yeah, okay, yeah. With your big-hearted ass. Yeah, I said it in a positive way, of course. Your big-hearted ass gonna come along. Hey, you need help? Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, da-da-da. And they looking at that as a sign of weakness. And it's not. So when you realize that you were doing most of the heavy work surrounding their path, you're like, man, okay, let me just drop this truth real quick in front of the lies. Because when you cleaning up all their debris, you're realizing all these lies on their path. And you're like, hey, karmic, you know there's lies here. There's all, don't worry about that. Why are you touching that? Now they get mad at you for clearing up their path of lies. Does that make sense? They try to hurt you for you just trying to help them clean up their path of lies. That's crazy. Literally. That's crazy. Literally. Figuratively. That's crazy. So now that you discovered their path of lies and you clearing it up, now their journey has halted or stopped because they can't move forward without the lies being in their way. Literally. How they gonna move forward? There's no lies. This is why they resent you. Stop wasting time is in reverse. And that's what you did. You stopped wasting time with people that lie for a living. Let me get out of here. And you left. And they resent you even more for that. So not only did you clean up some or partial or all of the lies of their path, now they feel some type of way towards you why they gotta get revenge. Okay, whatever. Right. Whatever. Child, please. Hey, boo, good morning. Ego. Uh-huh. Again, seeing is believing. They believed the lie, so that's all they saw. And that's what they thought is what's going to continue them on their path. No. The truth is a complete whole different ball game and a whole different path that they're not equipped with. They're not equipped with truth, so they cannot thrive in it. They can only survive in lies because that's all they have. That's it. That's all they have. And since they don't have any more, they abandoned it. So they abandoned it. Now they ain't bad. Oh, it's the collector's fault. Again, it's not your fault, baby. It's not your fault, boo. It's not. It is not. Okay? It's not your fault, boo. It's not. This is a deep psychological F-up that we are dealing with. Yes, that is the truth. This is a deep psychological F-up that we are dealing with. That is the truth. And you should not be ashamed of speaking what is the truth. That is the truth. That's how sick and twisted and deep-minded a person is willing to go to ensure that you never see their lies as such. A lie. That's why if you see or in a space, the minute that someone starts with one lie, get the hell out of Dodge. Just move around. Don't put yourself in any type of space that can compromise your mental space, your mental health, because that's the first and foremost thing they want to come for is your mind. Leave your mind intact and haul ass out that space. Who cares what they say and what they think? Who freaking cares? They can say whatever they want to say. Who cares? Because psychological abuse is something that a lot of people cannot come back from. And it can become very debilitating if someone is able to ensnare you in your mind. Some of y'all, most of y'all, take it how it resonates, experience some form of a traumatic psychological abuse. Again, take it how it resonates. And you're able to snap back from that. That's why I keep saying, do you know your power? And I'm going to keep asking that. Do you? The same psychological game they wanted to play with you, they're in it now and they can't get out of it. Same ones that was laughing and heckling you, they can't get out of it. They cannot. One thing they can't take, they can take all the material things and all this and that and people and all that stuff. I get that. They can't take this. Theirs is taken, but yours is not. Old school. Old school. Ain't nothing wrong with old school, okay? Just hear me out from this perspective. There's nothing wrong with old school. But how they perceive old school, it's outdated. People are not living a certain type of way anymore. Old school, outdated, if that makes sense. They're yearning for the past or realness. Their realness were lies. Remember, the truth is where the past resides. They are stuck in the past where the truth resides. They are, not you. You see the truth of what it is and you move forward. Now you're creating more truths. They can't do it, which is why they're here. If that makes sense. This is you. You stabled. The truth does that. Controlling and white noise. Emotional numbing, surrender. They have to succumb, or they have to surrender to the control of their mind. They're not in control of their mind. Something else is controlling their mind. The mental illness. That's what's controlling their mind. The lies. You control yourself. You control your mind. You don't live in your mind. You're not supposed to stay up here. You're supposed to work together in tandem with your mind. They can't do that. Big difference between you and them. They can't do what you do. And they hate you for it. They hate that you are free-spirited and free of your mind. You can come and go in your mind. So when thoughts come into your mind, and we have many thoughts a day, sometimes negative thoughts too, we don't allow our negative thoughts to consume us. That's why things don't bother us. People say stuff all the time. Okay, is it true? Nope, then who cares? Who cares? Yes. So Jill states on TikTok, but they tried. Of course they're going to try because they want to prove to you that their powerlessness is more than you being powerful. That's why they try. So yeah, they're going to try. They want to prove to you just how powerless they are. All you got to do is open your eyes and see, boo. That's what you're doing? Okay. Whatever. Let them do it. Then they're gonna get caught with the element of surprise. Oh, I didn't know you had that side of you. Oh, where'd that come from? Dang, that's crazy. Oh, wow. You saw that? Yep. I sure did, Alpha. I sure did. Negotiation is in reverse. You cannot negotiate lies with truth. You can't. Let me just tell you this lie real quick. Yeah, and they so freaking elaborate with it. There are many different types of lies. A lie is a lie. A half lie is a lie. What is it? Hold on. Hold on. I made a post yesterday. Let me find it. A lie is a lie. A white lie is a lie. A half truth is a lie. A hidden truth is a lie. A lie by omission is a lie. A lie is a lie. And there are many forms of it. So pay attention to that. There are many forms of lies. They hand-delivered the key to their own mind to you. Yes, they did. With no force, no pressure, and no interrogation. You didn't have to interrogate this person. You didn't even have to force this person to say anything to you. They talk too damn much. Powerless. And if they don't talk, their action shows. Because when they speak, the action shows. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, da-da-da. And then you're like, okay, no problem. And then they don't do what they say. So they hand delivered the key to their own mind to you. No force, no pressure, no interrogation. They spoke freely, reacted impulsively, exposed patterns they assumed were invisible. Their control slipped the moment access was granted without awareness. Power changes hands quietly like that. And look at that. Now you have complete control over their mind with truth. And they can't handle that. One more thing, and then I'm out of here. People secretly envy you because you carry something they cannot access, replicate, or steal outright. Your presence triggers comparison without effort. And comparison exposes internal lack. They want to divulge your secrets before you realize theirs because projection feels safer than exposure. You don't even have any secrets, which is the funny part. So by them doing this, they're literally giving you the keys to their unwell mind. Come on, man. They don't make sense, and they never will. By prying into you, they attempt to redirect attention away from their own vulnerabilities, inconsistencies, and internal fractures. Curiosity is rarely innocent when it comes from insecurity. These narcissistic individuals, they played a real good game. They held on for as long as they could hold on for. But baby, that the way the truth is ablazing through, if you're not speaking truth, if you're not truthful with self, I'm telling you, you're going to have a very hard time living with self. You can't live for others. You have to live for self. And if you put yourself over, or if you put other people over you, baby, you're in the wrong path. Get off that path and get onto the path of self, the enlightenment of self. And you're going to see just how far the truth of who you are, truthfully, what you accept with self is going to take you. That's the real checkmate. That's the real logic in this thing called life. That's all I got to say. We got Cancer. Take it how it resonates. We got Scorpio. Cancer. Take it how it resonates. We have Taurus. Gemini. Aries, thank you for the gifts. Pisces. Capricorn. Yep, and they aging rapidly with all the lies. The Shine Project states on YouTube. Yes. Lies is like a downer. It will really bring you down. Scorpio. Leo. Aquarius. Thank you. Sagittarius. All right. So if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book here. You are so welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to guide you guys in a very positive way. I'm very grateful of that. Okay. Thank you so much for your support. You are truly appreciated. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It is on Amazon. Type in the title and you'll see it. And if you want to join us in the group, I've actually created a group surrounding all of the harsh things and experiences that other people may not understand. I understand because I've been there. That's why I created the group. It's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds, and it's on Facebook. You're more than welcome to join us if you're ready to dive deep within self. Okay, so again, Wisdom Beyond Wounds, the book on Amazon. Wisdom Beyond Wounds, the book, or sorry, the group on Facebook. Love you guys. Go out there and be freaking great, because yet again, you are here to thrive. You're not here to survive. Stop surviving. Get out of that mindset, that lack mindset, and thinking that you have to survive to live. No. Thrive. Thrive, thrive, thrive. Okay? If you need help, come join us in the Wisdom Beyond Wounds group. All right? Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You're truly appreciated. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Take care. Thank you. Love, love. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Love, love, love. Thank you.